Like, imagine how he feels, like, what he's thinking. And then God's like, no, stop, actually, wait. I understand that you love me so much that you would give your one son for me. That's how much Abraham loved God. So there's a few things that I want to pick out from this. And it's going to be a short one today. The first thing is that, guys, in life, right? Life is who knows here in this room that it gets pretty crazy, right? Right? Boom, boom, boom. Life gets pretty. If life was always roses and I don't know, marshmallows, right? And this would be a different game. Maybe we all wouldn't be here. But life is really difficult. So if you look here at verse number 2, it says, "Go and sacrifice him as a burnt offering on one of the mountains." So already, as if this situation with Isaac wasn't difficult, it's not like he had to, let's say this is Isaac. It's not like he had to pick up Isaac and, take him, I don't know, 5 blocks down the farm or whatever, a few acres. He had to actually climb up a mountain to go to where he needed to go. So when I see that, I think, with these things that we love, things that maybe hold us back, right? So I'm going to call it out. Maybe it is a boyfriend, right? That one dude that you know, I'm going to speak on it because I was there. That one dude that's just, he's not taking you nowhere. He's not making you a better person. He's cute or whatever, but he's maybe not doing much for you. So maybe that one boyfriend's holding you back. Maybe it's the fact that you always go out and go to these parties and do this dumb stuff. Maybe it's the fact that every time someone looks at us a little bit sideways or says something to us that we always gotta pop off. Maybe it's that's holding us back. Maybe it's the fact that we haven't forgiven ourselves for something that we did or somebody else for something that they did. And it's holding us back. Trust me, I've been there. I didn't forgive my father for 20 years. And he held me back. He held me back in a lot of ways. So, yeah, God, I'm really excited to do this whole Jesus thing. Like, okay, I'll give it up. Then he's like, okay, yeah, let's do this. But first you got to give up your boyfriend. And it's not like you can just drop him off. Like, it's not like it's going to be super easy. That is going to be a journey. And it's not just going to be a journey that's going to take 1 or 2 seconds. It's a 3-day journey. Imagine how Abraham felt for 3 days with his son, knowing that he was going to have to let him go. That's wild, right? That's crazy for 3 days. It wasn't like, maybe it would be easier if God was like, you know what, just kill him right now. Because then maybe he could sneak attack. Right? Maybe it would be simpler. But he had to go on a journey for 3 days, up a mountain. Up a mountain. I don't know who told you life was going to be easy, but it's not. And sometimes, even on this journey, right, Abraham took his 2 servants. Check this out, right? He took his 2 servants. And then when he got to the mountain, to the crazy part, after traveling for 3 days, he got to the mountain, he said, hey, you guys actually are going to stay here. But he still took the thing that he loved. He still took Isaac. So maybe God's like, okay, you know what? I need you to actually drop those parties or drop those people that you talk to, those friends. And you're like, actually, you know what? That's not a big deal. Like, they could stay here. Sure. You know what? What is it if I don't go to a few events? Not a big deal. Or what is it if I don't steal some stuff? Not a big deal. Right? And you just, okay, you guys can stay here. But then you have this big, huge mountain to face. And you feel really, really small because it's just you and the one thing that you love. What is it? What is it that you can't let go?
Puppy.
You don't have to tell me. Like your family and stuff, like that's really cool. I know that you guys love those things and those people. But are they holding you back? Or are they helping you? And if they are holding you back, Why? Is it because that you haven't forgiven them for something? Or maybe they are actually doing something bad? But why is it holding you back? Are you going to let it hold you back for all of your years? My dad did some really bad stuff to me. And I let it, I held on to it. Every moment I could, I held on to it for 20 years. 21, not that long ago. Held on to it. And so I let a lot of stuff go, man. I let these little scrubs. I don't want no scrubs. I let those guys go. I was like, all right, not a big deal. Partying, drinking, smoking. All right, whatever, I don't need it. Fine, you can stay. Those are my servants. Yeah, sure, they came along with me for this journey, but when it came time for it, I let them go. But my dad? That's a different story. That's a different story. So I want to keep reading. So we have the mountain, the journey. That's one. We have the servants who stayed at the bottom of the mountain, and now we're at the top. So we're at the place that God wanted us to go, verse 9. We're about to make the sacrifice. And then here we are. Let's go back to verse 12. Don't lay a hand on the boy, the angel said. Do not hurt him in any way. For now I know that you truly fear God. Which just means like, let me clear that up real quick. It doesn't mean like Abraham's like, oh my God, I'm so afraid of him. Like, not like that. I was really confused about that for a long time. To fear God just means that you respect him so much that you wouldn't do anything that he said not to do because you respect him. It's like more of a respect. So like, let's say for your parents, if your parents said, hey, don't, I don't know, go out. Let's just say you wanted to go out and your parents are like, actually don't because you have stuff to do. You'd be like, all right, cool. Because you respect them. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it's not like fear, like scared, like I'm shaking in my boots because, God's all big and they're going to smack me with a lightning strike or something like that. So, anyway, just clear it up. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. Okay, great.
So, you have not withheld from me your son and your only son. So, 13, then Abraham looked and saw that there was a ram caught by its horns in a bush. So he took the ram and sacrificed that ram as a burnt offering in place of the son. So Abraham named the place Yahweh, which means the Lord will provide. So to this day, people still use that name as a proverb. On the mountain of the Lord, it will be provided. And if you skip down to verse 15, 16, 17, on through the rest of the chapter, God makes this promise to Abraham, who he says, I'm going to bless you. You are going to have so many descendants, children that are going to multiply from you. This guy who couldn't even have one kid. So with the few minutes that we have left, I want to kind of recap, okay? So we got 1 in verse 2 where it says, on the mountains which I will show you. So here we have this big, the mountains and the journey that we have to do, right? We're carrying this stuff, stress, anxiety, depression, like lies, all these things that we're carrying. And God says, hey, I want you to sacrifice those things even though you love doing what you do. You love stealing stuff. That 5-finger discount. You love stealing stuff because you get away with it every single time. You get away with it every single time because you're good at it. And you like it because it makes you feel like you're good at something. Or whatever it is. It's like that one thing that you love, I want you to sacrifice it. It's going to be difficult. And I know it's not just one thing, it's a few things. So, verse 5, stay here with the donkey, he told the servants. So we leave those things that maybe you're thinking, God, but I left those things behind. He's like, no, that's not what I wanted. And then the third thing is the actual sacrifice. Now here in the story, God said, hey, you don't have to do that. Because it was his son, right? Because it was his son. God wasn't going to let him kill his son. But down on the line, like I was saying, like God multiplied his descendants. So this is what I'm trying to say here, okay? There are some things for every single one of us in this room that we've been carrying for too long. Myself included, to be honest. Stuff that we've been just carrying for too long. Drama. You name it. Stuff that we've been just holding on to for way too long, right? And God wants us to let those things go. Why? Not because like, God, but if I stop going and doing this, then I'm not going to have anything. If I let go of my boyfriend, if I break up with my boyfriend, then I'm going to be lonely for the rest of my life. Or if I stop going and shopping here or doing the stuff that all my friends like to do, then I'm not going to have any friends. I can't do high school, middle school with no friends. That's really difficult. Maybe we do it like consciously. Consciously we say stuff that we know we wouldn't usually say, but it's just the people around us, right? Sometimes we do it unconsciously, like it just happens. Sometimes it just happens, and you don't even think about it until you actually sit and think, do I even like these people like all my friends? Do I even rock with them like that, or are they just there? I'm almost finished. I promise, stay with me. I'm almost finished. But when God tells you to give something up, when God calls you into this new life, like, hey, you don't have to do this anymore, and you're like, all right, cool, bet. And then God's like, all right, I want you to let all this stuff go, and you're like, but God, and he's like, don't worry. Don't worry. If you sacrifice that, I will provide what you need. So I let go of my boyfriend thinking, oh, I'm going to be lonely, or oh my God, nobody's going to love me, or I'm never going to get married ever again in my life, or I'm never going to be happy again because we were really happy together. And God's like, it's no good. Give it to me and I will give you something better. So maybe that looks like, this water bottle, right? And God's like, give it to me. And you're like, God, but it's all I have. It's all I have. And I love it. I don't want to give it up. I can't stop cursing. I can't stop lying. I don't want to. I can't stop getting angry. I don't want to. He's like, give it to me. I got something better. And you're like, God, I don't know. It seems pretty cool to me. It's pretty exciting. He's like, I got you. I promise you I got you. And so you give it up. And then he turns around with one of those big old, those gallon water things, right? You know what I'm talking about? The ones in the offices?
Yeah.
With the little cups? And you're like, oh, snap, God, you were right. Here I am thinking that this is it. This is everything. And you had something way cooler planned. So here we are. You have a choice. Either, I'm telling you in the beginning that God has called each and every one of you into better. I promise you. I promise. That's not like me trying to butter it up or whatever. I promise you God has something better for you. I look at you guys and I'm like, oh my gosh, man. Leader. Oh man, it's crazy.